Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video over on PrizePicks. My name is Bam and I try to teach you guys what the best picks are and the best strategies are to beat PrizePicks and other apps. Every single day I'm on here giving you guys the best picks. I really would appreciate it if you guys drop a like on this one. It takes you 2 seconds, completely free. Let's try to hit 10 likes one more time. You guys are hitting that like goal so consistently. I might even bump it up to 15. But let's get 10 likes today. Let's see it through. I really would appreciate you guys if you like the video. And I do appreciate every single one of you who comes on and likes it every single day. I know there are a few of y'all. Now, let's get into the recap from the day before. This is one thing you will always see me doing, and you sometimes will not see other YouTubers doing. Go ahead and click on some other YouTubers' videos. I'm sure you do. Sometimes you don't see them recap their wins and their losses from the previous day. That's a big red flag. So let's talk about what happened yesterday. First off, on the YouTube slip, unfortunately, we did take an L, and I'm not afraid to say it. We had two soccer guys who were actually looking very good. This guy just needed one pass hit. But then on the NBA, we were not clean enough. James Harden missed by 1, and then Marcus Smart missed by 3. So at the end of the day, it was honestly pretty close. We did not get the job done. If you guys were on the Discord though, and if you guys were in the free community, which I give out, which is obviously the Discord, you will be fed winners. You got fed winners yesterday, and we're going to try to keep going today because I dropped in a PrizePicks play of the day, which was this Destiny guy. This is a video game pick, and it smacked. I don't know how I can't make this bigger, but his line was 28.5. He smacked for 23 kills, and we hit the under super easy. Then in the NBA pick, we unfortunately missed this one because Tobias Harris right here, we need him to get 27. He gets 26. Super unlucky. Shea goes on the under. Everything else was looking perfect for that one. Unfortunately, Tobias Harris could not get the job done. That was literally our only other miss on the Discord play, but I dropped in a bonus free pick for you guys, which was Phillies on the money line. Easy money on that one. And then dropped in a double bonus on the free pick, which was the over right here at 7.5. And this was another close, but we ended up cashing it out towards the back half of the game. So very solid. Also the recap on the VIP. This is something I always do. Recap the VIP. I sent out 13 plays on PrizePicks, more volume than most people will send out in an entire week. We're sending out in one day because volume is the way to beat PrizePicks, especially when you have a mathematical edge. We have a mathematical edge, and it is through correlation and these video game and soccer picks. We sent out 13 plays, meaning we took 13 plays. If your unit size is $10, you took $10 13 times over. So you risked $130. And what happened was we got an 8.5x cash, which was this guy right here. Then we got an 8.75x cash, which was this guy right over here. So 2 cashes, meaning that 13 plays were sent and we cashed out for 17.25 units, meaning that we made a profit of 4.25 units. Now that in a single day is very good. Most bettors try to hit 4 units in a week, and we're getting that in a single day. This is very solid, meaning that if you had a $20 unit size, you made over $80 today. If you had a $100 unit size, you made nearly $425 just copying my plays. It is that simple, and that's how we beat PrizePicks using these strategies. Now, if you guys want to understand how to do these strategies, how to make good picks, how to absolutely cook like this. Also, before I, finish the recap, I just got to say, it could have been way more. If this guy gets 1 less kill, we green out for another, I think this was a 9x. And if this guy gets 3 less kills, we green out for another 8.75x. So very profitable day here. And it could have been way better. But at the end of the day, I'm not complaining. 4+ units of profit is still very good. Now, if you guys want to learn how to get all of these picks and how to make these picks for yourself, or how to just understand the strategies and tails so you can make money from it, I am opening up 3 slots only for a free mentorship program. You don't even have to pay a single dime. There are a few things I would want from you, but it's completely free to join up. And it's not even going to be like, I'm not going to tell you to sign up for an app. I'm not going to tell you to do anything. All you got to do is actually come ready to learn and ready to make money. That is all I ask from you. And if you want to get in this, I'm only taking 3 students right now to teach you guys how to make money on these apps, but it's a completely free mentorship plan. And all you got to do to get in is DM me the word plan at this number right here, 919-307-1980. I will literally just text you guys back and we'll get talking. I'll get you guys on some calls. We're actually going to break down the systems and the processes that it will take you to make money on these apps. And we're not going to do any bullshit. I'm not just going to feed you guys picks like everybody else on the internet does. I'm going to teach you how to make money on these apps. Actually teach you guys the sauce. Now, if you want to get in here, DM me the word plan. Like I said, it's 100% free, but I'm only taking 3 slots. So just go ahead and DM me. I will have a little conversation with you. And if you are ready, I will go ahead and accept you into the program. Now, That's enough about the recap. That's enough about this. Let's go ahead and talk about the Discord because that's how we got in all of these winners right here. This is all posted on the Discord. If you're not on the Discord yet, bro, what are you doing? It is 100% free to join. Make sure you guys are locking in on the Discord, bro. And I'm not lying when I say this is where all these picks are posted. Here's where the Tobias Harris Shea pick was posted. Here's where the Destiny pick was posted. This one cashed. This was barely missed Tobias Harris. This was a cash right here. And then Phillies money line over Rockies, that cashed. This was a video I sent out to you guys. And this was Dodgers Braves on the over, that cashed. All of this stuff is greening. Bro, lock in on the Discord. That's the first link in the comments. And it's 100% free to join, bro. 100% free. We got over 400 members in here now. I think almost 50 guys joined up yesterday, bro. It's pretty fast growing community. Make sure you guys are all locked in. Now, let's go over to PrizePicks and let's start building out our entry right here. We're going to start off with some plays in League of Legends. So League of Legends is probably my favorite sport to take on PrizePicks. This is a video game and it is ridiculously correlated. And it's also really fun to watch once you get into it a little bit. So you guys don't need to know anything about video games, anything about League of Legends, anything about any of this stuff in order to understand why we're betting on it. So in this case, we're taking Griffin on the under on maps 1-2 kills, of course, and then Quad on the under on the kills as well. So what's the deal here, right? These two guys are on a team named FlyQuest, abbreviated as Fly. And they're going up against C9, also known as Cloud9. And in this case, Cloud9 are the better team. If you look at this right here, which is actually the live betting odds of these two teams, Cloud9 are minus 222 to win this game, and FlyQuest are plus 160. I'm finding this on Thunder Pick, but any site will do. Bovada, anything will do, right? Meaning that FlyQuest are likely not going to win both games. They'll likely just win 1 or 0 of these games. There's 2 games, right? Map 1, map 2. In a win, Griffin usually gets around 4 to 5 kills on a good day, right? When you're winning, you get more kills in the C-Sport. Quad usually gets anywhere between 4 and 5 as well. I like Griffin's line more than I like Quad's line, but the reason we're taking them both on the under is because we're correlating these picks. What we're saying is that this team will have a bad game. This team will have a bad 2 games. And if this team has a bad game, that means that almost every single player on that team is going to struggle to get kills because it's a simple esport. When you get a lot of kills, you do well and the enemy doesn't. When the enemy doesn't, the enemy loses, right? If you lose, you get I'm not going to say no kills. If you lose, you don't get many kills. If you win, you get a lot of kills. That is as simple as it gets, as simple as I can explain it to you. This team is the underdog in this case. I do not expect them to win very many games. I don't expect them to play very well. And in this case, I'm taking both their guys on the under because if they lose, and especially if they go 0-2 and lose both maps, this will easily be an under spot. And this one's going live at 4 p.m., so make sure you guys are locking in. But that should be late enough. So let's get into the NBA picks now. I've got a personal pick, and then I've got a math-based pick for you guys. And the personal pick is going to be right here on the assists on the combo. This is actually, I think you can only take this on PrizePicks. So make sure you guys are locking in, taking this on PrizePicks. It's going to be Tyrese Maxey and Karl-Anthony Towns on the over here at 11 assists. This is a very, very valuable spot for both of these guys. Even most of the other apps have this, or other apps that, if you combine these guys' lines together, have it closer to 11.5 or 12. So that is a good spot there to take it. And I expect Tyrese Maxey and Karl-Anthony Towns to be very, very effective in this one. Karl-Anthony Towns in particular is probably the most, unsung hero of the playoffs right now. Everybody's talking about Victor Wembanyama. Everybody's talking about Shea before this series, I suppose. Everybody's talking about LeBron. Karl-Anthony Towns, even Jalen Brunson on his own team. Karl-Anthony Towns has been super impactful for this Knicks team, and I expect him to show up, especially assisting the ball in this particular matchup. Tyrese Maxey, we obviously know he's a stud, and he's got the ball in his hands more than anybody on the floor, on both teams. He plays a ridiculous amount of minutes. I think his minutes were like top 5 in the NBA this season or something like that, in the regular season at least, and that's continuing in the playoffs. And the Sixers absolutely need this one. I think Maxey's going to have a great game here. Over 11 assists for them on the combo. Now, before I get into my fourth and final pick for you guys, first off, I want to say I appreciate y'all being here. Let's slow down a minute. I appreciate y'all being here, especially watching this in almost 10 minutes. I appreciate y'all. Most people are not already watching this. Now, let's get into the last thing I got to talk about before I get into that last pick, which is how you guys can make free money on app sign-ups. So the best app sign-up right now is Underdog Fantasy. They're giving you $50 when you sign up for $5. So you get on there, play your first $5 or $10. Ideally, you play more so that you can claim the better bonuses. But play your first $5 or $10, you get $50, boom, just like that. And it's available in all of these yellow states right here. Once you guys sign up with code BAM, it's right on the hat. You guys have been looking at it for the last 10 minutes. You can get in on all of these bonuses. You're also going to get this, which is just straight up the best thing that's happened in the sports betting game for like the last 3 years. Same app, better payouts forever. Underdog Fantasy is changing their payouts, and this happened a few months ago, and since then, I've been absolutely printing money on Underdog. They are changing their 3x payout into a 3.5x. They've changed their 6x payout into a 6.5x. And guys, if you think, oh, this is just a 0.5 change, this doesn't mean anything, this is actually the difference between probably being a losing sports bettor and being a winning sports bettor. I'll show you guys this. This is what's happening this week on Underdog. And I recorded this just like, I literally only took 13 plays and made almost $250 on Underdog because of this payout shift. And this is what happened in like a couple weeks ago on Underdog. I made almost over $1,000, not even almost, over $1,000 on Underdog alone because they changed their payouts. If you're not on Underdog yet, and if you're still on PrizePicks, bro, taking 2-mans, you're not in the right spot. I love PrizePicks for correlation. I love PrizePicks for 4-mans, not for 2-mans. Do not run 2-mans on PrizePicks. Shut up, don't do it. Now let's get into the fourth and final play of the day. Make sure you guys are signing up on Underdog using code BAM. Let's get into that fourth play. We're going over and taking Jaden McDaniels on the over here at 23.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. The reason I like this pick, it is a very simple reason. This is a math-based pick. What do you mean by that, Bam? What do you mean a math-based pick? Well, I'll explain it to you. What this means is that a lot of other apps right now are also pricing the Jaden McDaniels, right? Every app is going to try to offer their own payouts for Jaden McDaniels. And a lot of these other apps are favoring at a much lower price, meaning Underdog thinks this is a minus 170 to cash. Minus 170. Novik thinks this is a minus 142. And if we go over to the daily grind spot right here, which is, I'm not even affiliated with these guys, they're just pretty awesome. Let me see if I can find this one. Jaden McDaniels, you can see him here, right? This is on FanDuel. FanDuel's taking it at minus 136. DraftKings actually has it up at 24.5. I think that's that good. BetMGM or Caesars has it up 24.5, right? All these other apps, 24.5 for PB, 24.5 for Flip. A lot of these other apps think that this Jaden McDaniels line is simply just too low. They think this should be at 24.5. Now I want to restate, if this bumps to 24.5, I don't like this prop anymore. This is a math-based pick. This is a value-based pick. We love it at 23.5. We don't like it as much as 24.5. Okay, so lock that play in. That's going to be our fourth and final pick. And this one is paying out of 10x. Please, for the love of all things holy, do not play this as a 4-man flex. Just don't do it to yourself. 4-man flex is the worst play on PrizePicks. Straight up. It's right up there with the 2-man power and the 3-man flex. Do not do this to yourself. Play this as a 4-man power and thank me later. That's all I got. I appreciate y'all watching and let's make some money.